I think it's fair to say that 90% of all the calls that we get, the feedback is genuinely, you're the first person I've actually been able to speak to.
I have it such a lot. Such a lot. That is the biggest thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for this conversation. Thank you for your time. Like, nobody else has given their time up.
Yeah. I've had some emails back, or had some messages back, but no one's spoken to me. Can't get hold of anybody.
Yes, yeah. Or it's taken them a week to get to me, or whatever it is. But they really appreciate that time. And of course, if you speak to the dog trainers that don't speak to their prospective clients, they will say, oh God, well, I haven't got time to do that. And the reason for that is because they're getting so many clients through the door for a much lower fee that they wouldn't, because I wouldn't have been able to talk to all of the people I booked onto my classes. There's no way. Because it was like a factory of people coming through constantly. I'd get bookings every single day. And yet now I don't. There might be a week go by, 2 weeks where I don't get any, and then I get the right person come along and I'm like, do you know what? That sits much better with me.
Yeah, it is. It's so true. And you have to make sure that you're speaking to people. I think the art of speaking to people has been lost. Whether it's
human connection,
the digital age or whatever it may be. But people still like to talk to people.
Yeah.
There's a reason a lot of us struggle with offering online, because people in industry, and again, it's a little bit of a cliche thing, we make these assumptions again that clients don't want online because it didn't work during the time we weren't allowed to go out. But we just didn't do it right. We didn't do it from the right place of...
It didn't come from the right place.
No, it was a reactive, scared approach of, oh my God, I need to do something.
Yeah, we can't do what we normally do, so what can we do? Yeah. And it worked really well for some people, and some people have started and exploded because they went, do you know what, actually this was something I was going to do anyway, and it's just forced my hand. So applause to those people. But for me it wasn't. That's not what I had in my mind, and you the same.
Yeah.
So of course, if we're not in it, how can we deliver it properly, and how can we be happy to exchange that for money that we actually went, oh God, that was a bit crap, or that wasn't really what... I know I cobbled mine together in a week, I think, of the glorious weather that we had was nice, and I just was like, do you know what, I'm going to try and just make a little bit of cash. And that's what I did, make a little bit of cash for all that effort.
Yeah, it was an interesting time.
It basically just wore my dogs out for a week because they were the stars of the show.
Love it. But it all boils down to there's no human connection, and there was a lot of... And I think even a lot of people now, they say, I don't want to go near online. And these clients that will say, it's like, oh, no, and it needs to be face-to-face. But again, if we kind of go down that route in terms of, oh, it's not what clients want, it's not what people want, then we're not really listening, because that's the surface level answer.
Yeah.
And that's possibly because they can't see how it would work. But imagine if you answered that question really confidently, saying, actually, I know 100% that if you and I jumped on a Zoom call, I can still help you with your dog. Versus, I totally get what you wouldn't want to do online. I'll do it in person, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. When can you work? When can you do it? Evenings? Fine. Weekends? Fine. Oh God, I've got to work evenings and weekends again now.
3 bags full. I'll do it.
So we'll just do it. So you're not delivering the right service, and it's because you've got to make sure that you know what you're delivering. You have to be confident in it, and you have to make sure that you're speaking to people. Make sure, if you have a website or a social media platform or whatever it may be, make sure they can speak to you.
That should just be a shop front.
Yeah.
Advertising what you do, and if you would like to find out more, this is the next step.
Speak to you. I think the button on my website actually reads "Speak to a human."
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Speak to a human.
I like that.
Click it, goes through to my diary.
There's so few involved. You can't speak to a human. So we've been trying, through this venture that we're doing now, with regards to the podcast, we've been trying to speak to lots of people, and it's painful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's blowing my mind how difficult it is to speak to a human.
Yeah.
Like, what about the other day? I was trying to find an email, even just an email address on a website, and I was like, where the bloody hell is it? How can I find it? I was literally like winding myself up because I was like, there's no flipping phone numbers, there's no email addresses. All there was like a chat thing. And because it didn't answer my, it wasn't pre-programmed to know the answer to my question. It was like, do we answer your question? No, you didn't answer my question. And those things, I'm not averse to those things because I've got one of those on my website, like a chat widget thing. But it shouldn't be, that's the only way you contact me. That should be, if you want to know something more about me or more about the products and services that I offer and the cost and everything, you need to speak to me. Mm-hmm. If you want to know something that I can answer really quickly for you and you can't see it on there, I'll answer that, as soon as I can get to it. But when these massive and huge companies are relying on that as the answer, it's just not good enough, is it?
No, it's painful. And again, for small business owners, because you are a business owner, whether you like it or not, you are a business owner. You have to make sure that you are speaking to people. Ultimately, how do you know? So going back to a previous episode on nightmare clients, how do you know who you're going to be working with if you're not speaking to them?
You're going to have a real shock sometimes if you have no clue about them.
Yeah.
You turn up and they're like...
I've had some god-awful ones before. I've turned up and I'm actually fearful for my life on where I've ended up going.
Yeah.
Because it's just been a transaction over email. And I'm like, oh... okay, don't really like this. This is a little bit hairy scary.
And it's like an intimate thing, isn't it, really? Yeah. I mean, I don't mean, intimate as in, you're going to be seeing them a lot. With our programmes, we see our clients a lot and you don't want to feel uncomfortable with somebody. You don't want to not gel with them. You want to have that nice rapport with them, like we've mentioned before. So it's everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you hate going there, you're going to have... that energy is going to be down. You're going to feel like, oh my God, it's an uphill struggle and you're on the back foot to start with. Whereas if you go in going, oh, I love this. And I have that, like with some of my clients, I would literally go, oh my God, I love seeing so-and-so because I know we're going to have a good time here. And I know they're going to be, not necessarily always have done everything because sometimes they don't. And they're like, do you know what, honestly, Vic, I haven't managed to do that. Absolutely fine. Tell me about your week, what's happened, whatever. And we'll figure out why and we'll try and overcome that next time. But if I don't have a clue, like if I don't know, I just think, oh my God, how did I ever work the way I did?
Yeah, it's scary.
The more I talk about this, I just go, oh, how did I do that?
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? And I think another thing that was a big game changer for me was taking money over the phone.
Oh, dum, dum, dum. Oh my God, that was hard for me as well, the first time.
That first time I actually had to say, when you're ready, can I just take the long card number, please?
This now is a massive thing, even for a small amount for people. People hate we've delivered so I used to we'll do the session, the ad hoc session, the one session I might see you for. Don't know if I'll see you again. Right, and they make no attempt to go to because there's all cash in those days. They make no attempt to go to their wallet. I don't know what to say to go, can I have the payment, please? That's £50, please. Like, I don't know how to do it. Oh my God, what do I do? And so it would always be like, saying things like, did we go through the payment? Did you say you were going to pay today or do we do it? Do you want me to send you an invoice?
I would
so
say
that
cringy.
to people. And that's how it went. And it was always that awkwardness. And now it's a much bigger amount. I feel much more comfortable with it, weirdly.
Honestly, it is
But you don't have that because they've paid for it.
Yes,
or they have a payment plan in place where it just automatically happens without you having to have those awkward conversations. So it actually doesn't matter about where my head is at. I've already done it. I've done it once and that's it. Like we've done it before we've provided the service in the main, haven't we?
Yep, absolutely. And I think to appear professional and to avoid having those nightmare clients and to deliver a service that you are proud of, be professional. And I see it time and time again. And I don't fully understand what the hang-up is. Possibly, again, money. So if you're using a card provider, there's obviously going to be fees associated with taking the money, which is why I think these bank transfers are more prevalent. Like everyone will say, here's my bank details, just transfer it over. But for me, from a professional point of view, it doesn't sit well, it doesn't land right. And if anything, you are potentially alienating some people, because at least with the card providers, I know people will pay on credit card, and that actually opens up a lot of doors for a lot of people, and they'll go, yeah, fine, I'll whack it on the CC.
Yeah, because if they want it that much and they want the pain is that great. I've been there with different things and I've gone, it's not ideal, but I want this sorted and I'll find a way.
Yep. And if they can't do a card payment, then I'm screwed. And I've been there before, again, where I used to get, I've used like a QuickBooks thing before, where I've just raised an invoice on it and sent it out. And I just really started questioning myself, going, why am I offering, in my opinion, a little bit of a crap service by just not being able to take a card payment? And it is a mindset thing, but from a client's point of view, again, so I will keep banging on about this, that you have to start looking at it from a client's point of view. How many professionals do you pay via bank transfer? Even the trades, it baffles me why tradespeople still don't have a card payment system. It absolutely baffles me.
For me, I do think it's a bit, I wouldn't say backhanderish, and I wouldn't say like non-professional, but I just think it's not an outfit that really does that very often. That's what I would think. It's not somebody that is slick in there. And like we said before, you don't have to have everything slick. You don't have to have that fancy website. But I think when it comes to things like that, they've got to have trust in it as well. Yeah. So if you're paying by like Stripe, Go Cardless, PayPal, there's like some kind of a trust thing there that, there is a way you can get that back, or whatever it is, whatever your policies are anyway. But it just gives you that little bit, I think it gives clients a little bit of confidence rather than it's gone from my account to yours and then I can't see where that's gone. There's no receipt. There's nothing, is there? It's your word against mine that I've sent it to you. It's all a bit like that, isn't it?
And I have had people say like, I actually don't want to do it because it's going to cost me more money with the fees. Well, just account for the fees in your fees then.
Yeah. They hear this a lot, don't you?
Yeah, actually it's quite negligible. There's not that much that goes out of it. So I'm certain on like a 1,500 plus VAT programme that we sell, it's like 30 quid or something that goes out of it.
I'm not sure it's even that, is it?
But it's nothing. In the grand scheme of things, that is nothing.
It's not. You can afford to lose that, can't you? But I used to put, when you could click here on my website and pay for a course for, say, 80 quid, it would be plus £2.50 PayPal fees. Like I'd disclose that instead of just calling it. I ended up changing it and just putting it as like £82.50. Yeah. But then I'd still put including. So I had to justify it was £2.50 more.
Good Lord.
I've forgotten about that as well.
Dear. It's so true, isn't it? It's like, why do we do it? And you can see when you start unravelling all this stuff, how many blockers we put in our own way of being able to run a successful business.